Okay, hi everybody, welcome to the third point perspective video. As you can see here, I did some exercises, some quick sketches, just to get the ball rolling, so I can then show you exactly how you can achieve something with a bit more a dynamic perspective to your objects. So let's get underway. So what you want to do, just like in previous videos, you want to create your horizon line. You can do it freehand or you use your ruler, it's up to you. Okay. This is going to be helpful to decide whether you want to choose the top or below, depending on what your perspective is going to be. It could be relative, so the horizon line here is relative to your eye, and you're going to be either looking up to an object or looking down on an object. Okay, like a bird's eye view. But let's just start with the top part. So you got your first perspective point here, number 2 over here, and so your third one is going to be, say, up here. Okay, I want you to do something that's a little different from the last videos. So first of all, do 2 lines, okay, that roughly look like this. Okay, try and get them as straight as you can, and then do the same. Doesn't matter if it doesn't need to be symmetrical. Any angle, just try to keep them relatively straight. Okay, and then I want you to then bring down from a point here, roughly down one of them which crosses here. Okay, so already you've already set a guide whereby, if I can just show you in the previous examples that I was just doing. So you want to create something similar to this. Okay, so you need to identify each corner of the object. So I can see one face here straight away. If you want to try and line it up here, you can draw another line. So there's a point here, 3, 4. Okay. What you can then do, you can then draw a line from this point here back to the third point here. So it anchors. And you want to do the same where it touches this point here. Okay. So you've got something that looks like a floating pyramid at this point, but it doesn't stop there. You can then add in a third line on the number 1 and a third line on number 2. Okay, so let's go over that third line and do another third line. This is going to be above everything else, and what you've effectively done is that you've now created the 3D object, adding 2 more planes, as I'll highlight. Okay. So this is a very quick method of jumping into a third point perspective. Now, the third point, what it actually does compared to the last video, is that it merely just shows you height reference, and it will do so the same way going this way as well. So we're looking at an object that's very high, but it's also relative to where we're positioned. In this case, because it's so exaggerated, anything that has an exaggerated perspective is going to be closer to the viewer, so you, in other words. So the eye line is here, and the object, the way this has been drawn, is very close. If you want to be more subtle, then what will happen is that these points will go way off the page, including the third one as well. And so those lines will fan out and become less angular. Okay. Well, if you want to cancel out the third one, we're going to try to do one at the bottom. We're going to do it at a different angle. Instead of centered here, we're going to do it off-centered. So let's go for number 3 down here. Now I want you to do 2 lines and it could be any way you like. Okay, I'm just going to choose one that way. And I'm going to do another 2 lines shooting off that way. Okay, so already we're now looking at the top plane. If I mark it here, this is on the top of the object because we're looking down from our viewpoint here. This is our viewpoint. Okay, hopefully this makes sense to you by this point. This is pretty good for people who are just starting out drawing, especially in perspective. Excuse me. Now, we've chosen to offset the perspective here, which would be interesting actually. So, if you want, draw a line going this way. And what you want to do is then find each corner of the plane and then just bring it down, roughly down towards that point. Okay, so the vanishing point is roughly around here, and then you want to do the third line again, just like we did above. Draw a third line anywhere you like from number 2, and do a third line from number 1. And what we've done here, off-centering the third point on our perspective drawing, is that we've created an interesting dynamic. So we've got point 1, 2, 3, 4. This is plane 1, plane 2, and plane 3. Now that's probably a bit extreme. You could say that was an experiment, and whether that went right or wrong, it's up to you. That's something that I wasn't quite planning on doing, but I just thought maybe why not. So this has got much more of an extreme perspective, hence why the third point is so close to the object. Now, excuse me. Now, that is pretty much all I want to show you so far in the third point perspective video, and hopefully that'll be enough to get you going. What I might jump into is the rule of thirds. So when it comes to, say, if you're drawing a scene, I'll be able to show you perspective using the rule of thirds, and this is what it is. Points of interest here, 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 and here. These 4 points, the rule of thirds, as in 1, 2, 3. They're split 3 ways, okay, both horizontally and vertically. You'll see this a lot in films. Strong perspective shots with points of interest. You never really want to center your object. So if you had a tree, you don't really want to have it dead center in frame, but instead you'd have it off-centered. And for example, and then I could show you using 3-point perspective how this could apply here in a more subtle gradient. So yeah, I'm not sure what else really to add to this video, other than if you want to add some more features to your object. So for example, if you want to complete this building, and I say it's a building because, you know, what else are you going to get at this type of structure? So say if we rub away those lines so it doesn't look so transparent, what you can do as well, that depending on the context, you may be somebody who's standing on a street, in which case there's going to be some height. So you could be either between 5 to 6 foot high. So you want to show some level of reference so that this is a viewpoint from a person. So standing at the bottom of this building. So what you want to do, you want to go below the horizon line. Okay. and draw two lines that both meet either end. Okay, we're about that section. So what happens now, your viewpoint is at a perspective whereby, so if, say, you got a person now looking up from a certain height, so this person could be however tall, and for that reason you have to add a slight dip below the horizon line. Otherwise, if it was completely flat, it would be, I don't know, the perspective from a mouse or something. So try to keep that in mind as well. Oh yes, and adding features to your building, I suggest you try the method whereby you take each corner and create a cross. That way it centers the plane, which will help guide you. And make sure when you draw these lines in like this, the vertical ones, they still follow the perspective. And you can do that likewise going to number 2. So now you've got your center point here. And say if you want to draw a window in this space, create another cross. Okay. Center that. Now you want to do this fairly lightly, but I'm going quite hard for the reference of this video, so you can see. And simply just add in your window, making sure that the window lines nicely up with one of your perspectives, in this case number 2. Okay, same can apply if you want to do it the other side. So again, split the face. This time I want to create an archway for a door. I'm going to go here and here. I'm going to bring it up and meet it dead center in the face of that shape and bring it back down, making sure that the third point perspective is in line with the door like this. Okay. So at this point you're kind of well on your way in drawing perspectives, really, and this one using a 3-point perspective. This is going to be the most popular method you're going to be using in your art. There is such thing as a 4th point perspective, where the shape becomes almost like fish-eyed. I can always save that for another video, but this is going to be the most common use of your perspective drawing, is using 3 points of interest. Now, I've used them fairly even apart, but that's not always the case. These objects, depending on how they're oriented, in this case these are straight down the middle, but when you stack books up, for instance, some of the books are going to be stacked in different angles. Now that can be for another video, because each one of those books will have a perspective point of their own. That's when it can get quite complicated, which I'll save for another video. And yeah, I hope you find this useful, and if you want to go back, pause the screen, take a look of some of the other examples I did, just like here, the books that I did. I'm going to move on to another video, something similar to that. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments, and see you in the next video.